Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I'm not fan of dubious value. That is something that I can observe and understand by myself that has no really value, but is promoted by the weak as having value. Why? Because that would bring them closer to value. You know what I mean? So that is, if you promote as a king a person of no value, each and every person in the society, except the ones with value, will consider them able. All of a sudden, they will think, well, he's not different than I am. So obviously, if he's the president, or he's the king, or he's the, I don't know, Nobel's Prize for, let's say, literature, then I can do that too. I'm good. I must have value. Well, if you think that that's the only reason why certain people do that, and you think that I'm just, I don't know, sour grapes kind of guy, I'm telling you no. No, I like value, all right? That's what I like. And in order to understand what value is, you have to know. You have to know things. Like, for instance, if you look at football, right? Soccer slash. Let's say we talk about soccer, and you look at Lionel Messi, all right? And my assessment, I think he's the best player in the world, and I'm not going to say more or less. At this point, I think he's a fantastic player. Let's put it this way. He's an outstanding player. So, if you have someone who doesn't know anything about football, never saw football, never watched, look at that guy, looks at that guy playing, yeah, okay, he's okay, all right. Looks at another one, I don't think sees much difference. But if you look and you're interested in that and you see constantly and you understand, especially if you played, then you will have a better understanding of how good that person really is, or not really is, according to your knowledge, to your abilities of understanding. Because I can say, well, he's fantastic, but other people with more understanding than I would see it differently because they know more, they can compare more, they understand it, they put it in a different context. So, yeah. What I'm trying to say is, in order to value something of value, you have to know something about it. He was a guy who said something like this: in order to love something, you first have to understand. In order to understand it, you have to respect it, or sometimes you have to respect something that you love. It's something like respect, love, and understanding. Something like this. You remember who that guy was? Anyway, a guy who's very evil. Okay, so probably what he said is not right, because anyway. So something like this. In order to respect something, you have to understand. And in order to understand, you at least have to know. That's something like this, which I think is perfect. Now here, in the same with literature, I have a problem here. When we have average individuals, authors, literary individuals who are promoted. And why do I think are promoted? Because if you read, you have a little bit of a wider than the regular people horizon in arts or literature in this case, and you read about certain kind of works, what other intelligent people told you about that and so on, but mostly what you understand, because at one point you develop in such a person that you understand if something has wit or no, if something is deep or no, something that you don't really understand what that guy is talking about, and you need time to realize how deep that guy went, or how high he went, and you can't get in those. That happened to me, for instance, with that guy over there, with Plato. And he's not the only one. When you read something and you're like, I don't understand it. And the guy keeps going and going, and you don't understand it, so you have to go back and read it again and read again, and you can't go further, because if you don't understand that, you're not going to understand the whole chapter or the whole principle, the whole idea. So you have to understand that little thing. If you don't break that, it's like a door that's closed. After that, it's like dark. You don't understand, and you know it's important what's behind that door. In this case, I have this author who I am familiar with some works of this person, or at least I read certain things that this person wrote, and before I came here, I looked to make sure that I refresh my memory with some of her achievements in literature. I'm talking about. Her name is Maya Angelou. I don't know if you're familiar with this person. This is the person. I hope this is gonna... No, it's not gonna cooperate. Let's try like this. No, yes. You know what I mean. Anyway, Maya Angelou, you can find her. And I received this on Facebook. And on Facebook just came as a suggestion, and I was surprised because for me it was what the hell? Can you bring something of value? Yes, I said it. So this came from Remarkable Books. That's who suggested for me a few hours ago. Remarkable Books. And I find here Maya Angelou. And this is a little excerpt of something that she said. And please listen to this. So this is something that we, you and I, when I read it and when I read it to you, are supposed to be in awe. Have a moment of the Satori, enlightenment. You know, when you bang, or Buddha, you get a state of Buddha. And then you break the samsara, the cycle of reincarnation, and you Brahma right there with the Brahma together. No more reincarnation with weasels like us. That's how deep this is. It's like a Kwan. You know, the Zen Buddhism, the Japanese Kwans, when they tell you a little with a few words of meaning, so makes you like that little well-known Kwan. Well, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Oh, and you think, and when you get the answer, you kind of like, you broke some ceilings. Let's put it this way. So this is one of those moments. Okay, it's not a haiku, okay, or a tenka or a tanka, whatever that's called, a different one with 5 verses, not 3 like haiku. No, it's not a Kwan, but it wants to be. It wants to be something that's gonna. All right, I won't keep you waiting longer. Promise. Let's go. And I'm quoting Maya Angelou. In a world so rife with vulgarity, with brutality and violence, love exists. I'm grateful to know that it exists. End quote. I have to change my pants after this. I just had a little mistake over there, or having an accident, I guess. I'm going to read it again because it's so deep you can't grasp it. I can't. I mean, it's like beyond my comprehensive abilities. In a world so rife, I think it's R-I-F-E, rife, I think you say it. Probably it's fool, but since she's more, how do you call it, literally inclined than I am, no, I don't know what it is, sorry. In a world so rife with vulgarity, with brutality and violence, love exists. I'm grateful to know that it exists. Wow. Nobody said it before or after her. Nobody thought of the depth of this Maya Angelou. Now, you say, well, Emil, it's okay. Well, let me see. This is what was suggested to me. Probably they thought I'm a guy, you know. I mean, that insults me. But anyway, it insults me if I think I'm, 3,000 IQ. You know what I mean? Not 86 or below. But Remarkable Books suggested for you. In a world so rife with vulgarity, with brutality and violence, love exists. I'm grateful to know that it exists. End quote. Maya Angelou. Now, so that I should have never heard of in my life. That little quote. I should have never received that thing from that thing. About that thing. Never. My children should never ever encounter that infantile statement. Never. You know, when you read that, I think you just dropped about 20 IQ points. Now, I will say that there are many people who can say something that you will be like, really, And I think you have a few names. Well, I do a lot of those names. But here we have, this is a society we live in. We feel included, and therefore we feel that we are all the same outcome. I mean, that's obviously something that I think I taught in the 4th grade. That was my level of that kind of thing. I think I'm in love. I think love is this. Yes, it's so hard, the life. Yeah, I think I found love. That's the level. 4th, 5th grade, 6th, it's kind of like, oh, come on, man, don't come with this shit. Anyway, all right, you can call me whatever. I don't really care, because that was not deep. Now you can say, well, it's someone's choice. It is someone's choice, but I think that Maya Angelou, was very proud of that little whatever quotation over there. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Remember, value is value. People who feel an inferiority complex, they have an inferiority complex, they try not to get themselves up. They try to get the other ones down. So they make a great equalizer. Leveling is called. Not by them trying that. Nothing extraordinary about you. And that's why when you hear a Milton, you hear a Shakespeare, or you read about others, immediately they tell you, oh, that's a dead white man, heterosexual. Remember? That's how is not what they thought, the depth of their understanding of reality, of the world. No, that's not important. It's important that their dick was small, or they have only one ball, or something, like they were, I don't know, they didn't have an eye, or they were ugly, or something, or they were this or that, blah, 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 blah. That's called leveling. Remember that one. The big equalizers. Everybody feels superior. Yeah, those were like this. And because I'm pointing out, somehow I'm better. But if you look at that person's life, you don't find anything but hatred and small things, small heart, small brain, inclined to cut people's, I will make one video at least with, I'm going to pick some, I would say, really, really valuable, that I think they're valuable, quotes from different people that I think are valuable. And then we can compare. How about that? That with someone, we could say, well, that was not fair, Emil, because that was someone, well, okay, whatever, I will still make that video, because I think it's something that I really want to do it, okay? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.